Efficiency, value for money and low taxation. It absolutely goes against the grain for us to propose an increase in taxation. It's just not in our DNA. At the same time, we care passionately about our communities and we care deeply about our residents. I'm even more proud to represent the people of Surrey. We came into politics to make a difference, to improve the fabric of our communities and to make sure that those in need of our help get the support they need. Whether that means caring for our older residents, protecting vulnerable children, or supporting those with learning disabilities, our residents are always at the heart of everything we do. But the significant financial challenges have left us facing a huge dilemma. Madam Chairman, I want to be clear about the actions this Conservative administration has taken to make Surrey a low-cost and efficient council. We have worked incredibly hard to manage the soaring costs of rising demand and inflationary pressures, making savings and efficiencies of over £450 million from our annual budget. We've achieved this whilst protecting frontline services, and we still plan to make savings up to £700 million by the end of the decade. We can be proud of the transformation of the services like Orbis, proud of the Trading Standards Partnership and our long-term investment strategy. These bring real benefits to the people of Surrey. But members know all too well the unprecedented set of circumstances which have forced us to this point. The reduction to our government grant has been relentless. Since 2010, we have absorbed cuts of £170 million to our annual budget. We saw funding decisions go against us time and time again. Surrey is disadvantaged by the core spending power, the Revenue Support Grant, the Better Care Fund and the Learning Disability and Health Grant. This council consistently receives less money than government said it should. Currently, our Revenue Support Grant goes negative to the tune of £17 million in 2019 and 20. That's equivalent to Surrey residents being worse off by 3% in council tax every year. Despite the government's own calculations confirming that we should get £22 million from the Better Care Fund, we only get £1.5 million in 3 years' time. And that's from a funding pot of £1.5 billion. And we've had to absorb the loss of millions of pounds of learning disability funding. As I explained this time last year, we had a shortfall of £20 million. And I regret next year, on this budget, there'll be a £32 million gap, £39 million the year after, and £46 million in 2019 and 20. At the same time as our funding is shrinking, demand for services have been increasing relentlessly. That means more people requiring more services, more children needing more school places, more older adults requiring social care, and more people with learning disabilities needing our support. Rising demand across adult social care alone for this council costs an extra £24 million every year. 2/3 of our spending now goes towards supporting the welfare of adults and children. That leaves little left in the pot to run other services. The decision today will still require the council to deliver £93 million worth of savings in 2017 and 18. The challenge facing adult social care is now understood throughout the country. The government now clearly understands this crisis and are increasingly committed to resolving it. This will help the Surrey situation. Government have listened to the facts. They have recognised that our figures are right. They have agreed with us that the methodology for funding councils is flawed and in need of serious overhauling. They have recognised how unfair the current system is and how it penalises councils like Surrey, efficient councils like Surrey. The government thinking is that a refreshed system based on business rates retention will be the cornerstone of a fairer funding system for local government. I agree. But we have a crisis now, which is why Cabinet took the very difficult decision last week to recommend an increase in council tax to fund the growing demand in social care services, enabling us to fulfil our statutory duties. But, Madam Chairman, this administration hasn't given up. We've always believed there is a solution. We've had many conversations now with government. It's clear that Surrey is an extreme example of how increasing social care demands impact on local communities and on the health service in Surrey. The government has listened, and we believe the government now understands. We are therefore willing to take a risk that a solution will soon be found to the issues that all councils face. However, if there isn't any progress in finding a solution to the adult social care crisis, our situation will become untenable. And intolerable. I just wanted to see who was awake, Madam Chairman. Given this, I believe that this year we do not need to ask residents to pay a council tax above 4.99%, which requires 3% for adult social care PERSEP, which has been set for all councils with adult social care responsibilities. In the light of this, I will be tabling revised recommendations for the council's budget. Madam Chairman, I know that this decision will be welcomed by our partners, the voluntary and community care sector, our district and boroughs, the business community and our staff, but most of all by Surrey residents. I know decision will be welcomed right across the county. I commend the revised recommendations to members of this council and look forward to the formal recording of votes by members later. Thank you.